I really need to go into the sawmill. I haven't been into it for a while. It's just been on so many different things this year, and it kind of looks all abandoned and everything, where, you know, like I deserted. But no, I haven't deserted. I'm still going to cut some wood this year. I just want to go ahead and get inside of this thing and take a look and see, you know, what's living in there. If it's, you know, so. Okay, let me get the store opened up. And it takes one of these keys. All right, let's see what we got in here. Well, that was kind of scary there. We got a bird's nest up in the corner. Usually you find snakes in here. They'll kind of crawl up and they'll be unexpected walker. I'm not scared of snakes, but normally I see them in there. Okay, of course the sawmill, it hasn't been running for a while. I think I might have started up maybe twice this year and ran it a little bit because I put some stuff in it to let it set during the winter, and just to keep it from being, you know, the cardboard getting clogged up. But they're nice to have, don't get me wrong, but it really depends on what you're going to use it for. Now, like I said, I said one time before in one of my other videos that I like using mine just for my own personal needs, like because I have a wood shop, so I get to use it on the wood shop, and it's pretty nice because I can cut some of this other wood that you might never find too much into the Lowe's or Home Depot or one of those places that carry lumber. So it's kind of nice doing that. When I bought this one, I did buy the bigger engine on it because it cuts faster. I plan on making it putting a little bit bigger engine on it. I think I can go up to like a 23, maybe something like that. I mean, I could probably go up bigger than that, but for what I can put out, what I can forge, you know, so I can go up to about 23 horsepower. So that's not too bad. So it's got a 16 twin on it now, and if I go up to a 23, I think some of the new ones might be 20. I don't know. I think they changed the horsepower on the new ones, on the 36-inch model, not the 29-inch model. But Norwood makes a good saw. The only downfall on a Norwood is, I would say, would be the customer service. I think their customer service, they got some issues in there. They need to, you know, sort out. I think they would sell a lot more. And I've had some people comment about, you know, they bought sawmills and they're still waiting for them. There's no reason for that. I mean, if you buy something, it shouldn't take you no more. If it's 30 days, I think it's too long. You know, there should be somebody calling you and telling you it's on its way. It's setting here, or doing this or doing that, and that's a lot. That's a lot of people need that. You know what I mean? Because you paid for it and you put your money out for it, but then the company turns around and says, "Well, we're back order." Well, you should have said that before I bought it. You know, but we got a back order. But they don't want to do that because they want to get your sale. You want you to buy it, okay? And I understand that. That's another way to make money. But it's not the customer's fault when that happens. You know, it's the company's fault, because if you're going to sell these products, you know, you should be on toes there. I mean, you should be ready to sell that product. And if you don't, you know, if you don't have the people, you should get the people, because that's where you're making your money. You're making your income. I had some problem a while back I wanted to get the cable, because the cables on these don't last very long. This is well, actually, it's the first time I replaced the cables on it, and it wasn't very expensive, but I did order it and waited like a month and a half, almost 2 months. And of course the saw was down and everything. I wasn't using it. I was probably using it like a lot of people use it. I mean, so I called him up and I asked him, and they said, "Oh, well, we didn't put the order in." I said, "Well, I paid you." Oh, okay. Well, it was paid, but they didn't put the order in. Of course, that makes you kind of mad, you know, and that's why I know a little bit about their customer service. I mean, they get really nice people. They'll talk to you really nice. You know what I mean? It's not that they don't they got any attitude or anything. I think it's just a little bit unorganized, and it surely would help them out to, you know, get their stuff together a little bit, because a lot of people now. I go on some of them websites like, well, you know, Facebook has some of them that they do Sawmill talk. You know, there's some websites you can get on that might be a Norwood, you know, where somebody formed a club, you can sign into them, and people will talk about their sawmills. And you know, I've heard a lot of people talk about their customer service, and I'm like, well, you know, sorry for that, you know, but the last time I had a problem with them, I just told them, I said, you know what, you keep it up, I'm gonna put you on YouTube, you know. Of course, the order came in really quick after that, but not saying they gotta threaten somebody, just saying you paid for it, you know. Guys got to get together. We're just, you know, people should just go somewhere else. And if that's what if they don't want to give you customer service, there's no sense staying with them. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, if I'm out making money on this thing breaks down, I got to wait 2 months to pick something up. I mean, that's not good. That's not good. If they put their product out, they got really good stuff. I mean, I like it. You know, I don't have any problem with it. But another thing I wanted to talk about today is a little bit is about the lumber, because there's a lot of people out there buy these. Okay, not just Norwood, but other sawmills. I like purchasing my blades from Cook Sawmill, so look him up. I mean, they right there. I buy my blades, they ship it in. I mean, it's there quicker than anything. I mean, I think it's like a week and a half, and I got a 10 blade box, you know, a box with 10 blades, really quick. Good price, I think. Good price on them. So, you know, if you're looking for blades, they do sell the blades for this. This is a 144, and they have all the blades for Norwood for a lot of the saws. And of course, they sell other things for that, you know, you can buy for the saws. But we did have you know, some things we were talking about, some of the lumber, and we know the lumber has went up, and people are just, I don't know. I think people who own sawmills, come on, I mean, if everybody would bring their costs down just a little bit and start selling that lumber, we can bring these major companies, you know, these big major companies, we can make them lower the prices. Because this is crazy. This lumber is just, I mean, you go Lowe's, I think 2x4 is like $8, and that's a cheap one. And that's just crazy, you know. And their markup is just too high, and it just seems like they're gouging. Everybody's gouging, you know what I'm saying. But if everybody got together, I'm for sure we can bring our prices down. And you can also establish some good customers. You know, you might have some local customers and people. I know people that bought some of the wood that I had that came out of the next state. You know, because they just wanted that type of board. But the thing about selling the lumber, I mean, you can do it if you can sell the lumber for what they do in the Lowe's, not the cost, but the size. Because, you know, you're cutting a 3/4 inch thick on a 1x, and then, you know, whatever, how wide it is or how long it is. And well, that's okay if you're building a barn, garage, or, you know, using for some type of siding or chicken coop or whatever. But if you got a guy down the road and he's your neighbor and he comes up and say, hey, I'd like to buy a piece of lumber off you because I would like to make a nice shelf and put some stuff on. But, you know, he wanted something different than what they sold in the store. A 3/4 inch rough cut lumber will probably make him mad because you got to sand it. And if you plane that down, you're going to have to at least take at least a 1/16 of an inch off of each side. So that knocks that wood down. So it gets smaller. So now you're down to like a 5/8. 3/4 5/8, yeah. I'm just trying to add that up. So you might be down to like a 5/8 piece of lumber. You know, and everybody's so used to seeing what's in town, about the 3/4 inch shelves. And then when you start knocking that lumber down like that, people don't want to buy off you. It's just simple as that. But if you make that lumber a little bit thicker so they'll be able to plane that lumber, you wouldn't believe that people would buy it off you. Because, you know, that finished piece of wood that they plane down, how nice it's going to look when they build that, just say that shelf. So that's the only thing I get about, you know, people selling lumber with Sawmill, because everybody wants to go with the exact same size they sell in the store, but they're not thinking what you have to do to prepare that piece of wood to make something out of it. And by cutting it down, you're just making it wood thinner and thinner and thinner. So that doesn't make your customer pleased to come back and buy another piece of wood that's not going to match with something in their house. Because even trim, people have made trim on their, you know, baseboards and things like that, 3/4 inch. A lot of old farmhouses have that in it. But to cut them down, it's not going to match with what they have in their home. Because our big box stores sell 3/4 inch lumber. See what I'm saying? So you have to allow them a little bit room to plane it down and cut the edges off and cut it to length. So if it's a 6-foot piece of board, leave them 1 inch on each side. You know what I mean? So they could put it on, you know, a saw and cut it. If it's 10 inches wide, give them, you know, 11 inches wide. Let them cut those 2 inches offside. That lumber is not going to hurt you. You're not going to waste that much lumber when somebody down the road wants it. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people do special orders. That's a great thing. So, well, what do you want? You know? But just to go out and cut a big pile of lumber and then turn around and tell somebody, well, it's 3/4 inches the same as in the store. It's not the same as in the store. It's completely different. So just two things today. Was one I wanted to talk about. It was if the people own sawmills would come down a little bit on their lumber and be a little bit more reasoned, they could probably sell more. You would you know, communicate with your neighbors, maybe a relationship with your neighbors and people you know. They'll come around more to buy your lumber. And you know, your thickness, try to give it a little bit more so they can work with that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody that I've had up here with, you know, looked at my lumber would say, hey, you know, can you special order me? I just have it cut, and then they come and pick it out. So okay, that's about it today. I just brought out the sawmill because it's been sitting inside for months now, pretty much what the summer's been. And I'm going to get it out here in the next couple of days. Now, I got some logs. I have some sassafras, got some cherry, got some oak, and I have plenty of poplar over here we're going to cut up because we're getting ready to build another chicken coop, an extension on the one. And we're going to have a lot of fun here pretty soon. And I have an old tree in the back here I want to cut down, so it'll be on one of these other videos. I think it's an old elm, I'm pretty sure. And we're going to cut that thing down. It's just dying off. So, okay. Guys, leave some comments down below and appreciate, you know, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Okay.